In the aftermath of the Napoleonic Wars, Europe lay in ruins. The continent, battered by over a decade of relentless conflict, faced a future uncertain and fractured. Kingdoms were destabilized, economies shattered, and the very fabric of European society torn asunder. Yet in this time of turmoil, a glimmer of hope emerged from the heart of Austria. Vienna, the majestic capital known for its imperial grandeur and vibrant culture, was about to host a gathering that would forever alter the course of history. As the autumn of 1814 approached, the war-weary leaders of Europe converged on Vienna. This was no ordinary assembly, but a congress of kings, emperors, and diplomats, all drawn together with one monumental task: to reconstruct a continent ravaged by war. The Congress of Vienna was not merely a political summit, but a grand stage where the future of nations would be negotiated. The stakes were immense: to establish a lasting peace and balance of power that would prevent the rise of another tyrant like Napoleon, and ensure that Europe would never again descend into such catastrophic conflict. Amidst the splendors of the Hofburg Palace, amidst the balls and banquets, a complex dance of diplomacy commenced. It was a dance that required finesse, for the map of Europe lay open, its borders ready to be redrawn by those who could best navigate the intricate walls of power and persuasion. The stage was set, and as the curtain rose on the Congress of Vienna, the future of Europe hung delicately in the balance. As the Congress of Vienna unfolds, it becomes clear that its success hinges not just on the aims of nations, but on the ambitions and personalities of a few pivotal figures. Let's meet the architects of this new Europe. First, we have Prince Clemens von Metternich of Austria, the mastermind behind the Congress. Known as the coachman of Europe, Metternich is a shrewd diplomat aiming to restore the power of monarchies and secure Austria's dominance in European affairs. His vision is clear: a Europe where revolutions are a thing of the past and stability is ensured through the balance of power. Next is Tsar Alexander of Russia, a man driven by grandiose visions of Christian unity under his leadership. Alexander seeks not just to expand Russia's influence, but to mold Europe according to his idealistic principles, advocating for a holy alliance of sovereigns to preserve peace through shared Christian values. Representing Britain, we have Lord Castlereagh. Castlereagh's pragmatic diplomacy focuses on maintaining a balance of power that favors British interest. His goal is clear: to prevent any single nation from dominating Europe, ensuring that the seas and the trade routes remain open and under British influence. And then there's the enigmatic Charles Maurice de Talleyrand, representing a defeated France. Once Napoleon's foreign minister, now navigating the treacherous waters of the Congress to restore France's stature. Talleyrand's wit and diplomatic skill are his tools, aiming to secure favorable terms for France and to reassert its influence on the European stage, despite the country's recent downfall. These are the key players, each with their own agenda, each with a vision for Europe's future. As they converge in Vienna, their interactions, negotiations, and sometimes their confrontations will shape the destiny of a continent. In the grand ballrooms of Vienna, beneath the glittering chandeliers, a different kind of dance was underway. A dance of diplomacy where every step, every gesture held the weight of nations. Behind the facade of formal balls and lavish banquets, the corridors of the Hofburg Palace buzzed with secret negotiations and clandestine meetings. Here, the true nature of the Congress of Vienna was revealed, a delicate ballet of power where the art of compromise was as crucial as the will to prevail. Metternich, with his unrivaled political acumen, took center stage, steering discussions and manipulating alliances with the finesse of a seasoned maestro. His ability to play on the ambitions and fears of his counterparts ensured Austria's voice resonated loudest in the halls of negotiation. But even Metternich's astute maneuvering met its match in the towering presence of Tsar Alexander. The Tsar's vision of Europe united under Christian principles often clashed with the pragmatic aims of his peers, leading to fiery debates and unlikely alliances. Amidst these titanic personalities, Lord Castlereagh moved with a calculated grace, advocating for a balance that would ensure no single power could dominate the continent again. His was a dance of diplomacy that sought not just peace for the moment, but stability for the future. And in the shadows of these giants, Talleyrand, the consummate diplomat, wove his own intricate web. Despite representing a defeated France, his strategic gambits and persuasive eloquence won crucial concessions, proving that even in defeat, France could not be dismissed. As the waltz of diplomacy swirled through the halls of Vienna, the future of Europe was being written by these remarkable men. Their dance was not one of footsteps and music, but of words and wills, where the prize was nothing less than peace and order for a continent weary of war. As the diplomatic dance reached its crescendo, the Congress of Vienna set about its most tangible task, redrawing the very map of Europe. Each stroke of the pen, each line etched into parchment, signified the rise or fall of nations, the dreams and despairs of millions. France, the aggressor in the eyes of the coalition, was confined within its pre-revolutionary borders, a symbolic clipping of the wings that had once carried the ambitions of Napoleon across the continent. Prussia and Austria emerged as the primary beneficiaries. Their dominions expanded as a reward for their roles in vanquishing the French emperor. Prussia received significant territories in the Rhineland and Westphalia, bolstering its position in Germany, while Austria extended its influence over northern Italy and parts of the Balkans. The Congress did not merely seek to punish or reward, it aimed to fortify Europe against future upheavals. The Kingdom of the Netherlands was born, uniting Dutch and Belgian lands into a single realm. While the German Confederation was established, it was a loose federation under Austrian influence, serving more as a bulwark against any renewed French expansionism. Central to the Congress's vision was the principle of legitimacy, restoring thrones to royal families deposed by the revolutionary fervor. This move sought to turn back the clock to an era where monarchs ruled by divine right, in the hope that such a restoration would bring stability. But in redrawing the map, the Congress of Vienna sowed seeds of future discord. Nationalist and liberal sentiments ignited by the French Revolution and fanned by the Napoleonic Wars could not be simply contained by new borders or restored monarchies. The Europe that emerged from Vienna was one of precarious balance, a continent poised between the old order and the rising tide of change. The Congress of Vienna had not merely redrawn borders, it had woven a tapestry of peace that would cloak the continent for decades. This period of relative tranquility, known as Pax Viennensis, marked an unprecedented era of cooperation and stability among the great powers. The immediate aftermath of the Congress was a testament to its success. Age-old rivals set aside their enmities, embracing diplomacy over conflict. The specter of widespread war, so pervasive in the years leading up to Vienna, was successfully banished, allowing Europe to heal and rebuild. One of the Congress's most enduring legacies was the birth of the Concert of Europe, an innovative framework for international relations. This collective security system, where the great powers committed to regular conciliations and joint resolutions, laid the groundwork for modern diplomacy and multilateral governance. Yet beneath this veneer of harmony, the seeds of future discord were germinating. The redrawn map of Europe, while stabilizing the continent in the short term, ignored the burgeoning forces of nationalism and liberalism. Peoples and cultures yoked together under restored monarchies began to yearn for self-determination and democratic freedoms. Over time, these suppressed sentiments would erupt in revolutions and wars, challenging the very order the Congress of Vienna sought to cement. The revolutions of 1848, the unification of Italy and Germany, and the simmering tensions in the Balkans were but a few manifestations of the Congress's oversight. In retrospect, the Congress of Vienna stands as a monumental achievement in peacemaking and diplomacy, crafting a peace that lasted nearly a century. Yet in its legacy is a reminder that peace, however well crafted, can be as fragile as it is fleeting when it fails to address the deeper undercurrents of human aspiration. The echoes of Vienna still resonate today in the corridors of power and the charters of international bodies, reminding us of the enduring quest for a just and lasting peace.